Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to walk you through Sitecore Azure Kubernetes Service cluster version upgrade. Upgrading your AKS cluster is crucial for keeping your Sitecore environment safe and efficient. New updates bring important security fixes, better performance, and new features. Timely updates ensure compatibility with other tools and services, helping to avoid problems and keep everything running smoothly. Before we begin, make sure you have DevOps access to your SitecoreManagedCloud environment. You will get an email from Sitecore about AKS cluster version upgrade. The email will contain some important information about resource groups and the current version and when it is going to be retired. The email also contains important instructions on how to upgrade your AKS cluster, in this case to AKS 1.28. I have just opened the link mentioned in the upgrade email. The link contains high-level instructions on upgrading your AKS cluster. Luckily, this version does not have any breaking changes. However, you should pay attention to this section if there are any breaking changes in the version upgrade. Under the upgrade instruction, you will find package names related to each Sitecore version. In my case, I am using Sitecore 10.3.0 XM, therefore I will choose the package name accordingly. It is important to note that you cannot download the package directly from here. You will need to have access to Sitecore Azure storage to be able to download these upgrades. Clicking on the storage link will take you to Microsoft Azure Storage, where all upgrade packages are located. You can either find your package in the list by the name that you saw in the instructions, or you can search by the name and it will take you directly to that package. You can click on it and then click download. Save the package to your local disk folder. Now we go back to the instructions link, and here in point number 2, you can see that it has details related to specific version. So I'm going to open Sitecore 10.3. Let's go through the upgrade instructions. To update your Sitecore Managed Cloud solution, you need to download the package from Azure storage, which we have already done. And it is also mentioned here that you need to have DevOps engineer access. Now we need to unzip the downloaded package. So we will go back to our folder, right click and extract. Next step is update the infrastructure. The instructions here are different depending upon if your instance is configured with disaster recovery or not. In my case, it is not, so I'm going to choose these instructions. I will need to create a feature branch in infrastructure repository in DevOps. Let's head over to DevOps. The URL will look like this, and select our environment. Make sure you are in the infrastructure repository and then head over to branches to create a new feature branch that we will use for this upgrade changes. I will just name it AKS 128. Once the branch is created, you can click on clone to get the URL to clone this repository in your local folder. Here I'm going to open this folder in terminal, and then we can right click clone and paste the URL that we copied. This will clone the remote repository to the local folder. The default branch is main, therefore we will need to switch to our AKS branch. I have opened the downloaded package and cloned infrastructure repository side by side. We are going to copy files from the package to the infrastructure repository, and you can click replace all files. Next step is to commit all your changes to the remote repository. Once the changes are pushed, you will see create a new pull request option. We can see all the changes in pull request. If you have not made any customization to the infrastructure repository, then this should be pretty simple to quickly check and approve. Approve and complete the changes. This will automatically trigger infrastructure pipeline. Once the pipeline is completed, you are good to move to the next step. If it fails, you can run it again by clicking on Run Pipeline button at the top right corner. Let's switch to the application repository. We will repeat the same steps that we did for infrastructure repository. For application repository, we will create a new branch called AKS 1 to 8 checkout branch on your local machine. Switch to AKS 1 to 8 branch and copy files from the downloaded package. Commit and push all the changes to the repository and create a pull request into the main branch. Application repository is much more important because it usually contains custom changes which must be added back to the same place before merging the pull request. Carefully review all the files, especially init, main and secrets. They will usually have some of your custom changes that must be added back. For your custom changes, you can either add those manually into the files which are changed by comparing the files in the pull request. If there is no change related to AKS upgrade, you can also simply take those files from the main branch and replace them in your AKS 1 to 8 branch. Finally, push all the changes and review them in pull request. Once you are sure that it contains all the right changes, you can just approve and complete the pull request. This will automatically trigger application pipeline. If it succeeds, you are good to go. Otherwise, you can run the application pipeline again by clicking Run Pipeline in the top right corner. If the application pipeline continues to fail, you can check logs and see if this is caused by your custom changes and fix those. In case you are sure that this is not caused by your custom changes, you can open a Sitecore support ticket to get the needed support from Sitecore support team. Once the infrastructure and application pipelines are successful, the next step is go back to pipelines and run check cluster upgrades pipeline. Upon successful completion, go to the pipeline, click on jobs and then click on check cluster upgrades. Here we are looking for the latest version that is available, which is 1.28.9. So we will just copy it. The last step is to run cluster version upgrade pipeline. Here you can open the pipeline, click on Run Pipeline and type in the latest version number, which is 1.28.9, and click on Run. Wait for the successful completion of cluster version upgrade pipeline. You can go to Kubernetes Services in Azure portal to check that the version have been upgraded successfully. Congratulations, you have successfully upgraded your AKS cluster. Make sure to test your Sitecore CM to ensure that everything is working as expected. If you found this helpful, please like and share. Thank you for watching.